Well, the BRICS Business Forum kicks off today under the theme Making Accelerated Growth and Sustainable Development a Reality. Now, the forum will involve a number of key panel discussions, and these will include a focus on trade and investment, also the just energy transition, as well as helping to boost the fortunes of small businesses, among other issues. The BRICS Business Forum will be the last business-driven activity in what's been an eventful August calendar of events before the Heads of States meeting, which starts later this afternoon. Let's cross live now to our reporter to give us a sense of what to expect from this morning's proceedings. Nompu Siziba, there she is. Nompu, good morning. So, as I've indicated, it has been a very busy August and quite a lot happening in the lead up to the Heads Summit this afternoon. But talk to us about the Business Forum, and of course this always takes center stage as well. What can we expect today?
Thanks very much. Well, we're here at the Santon Convention Centre. It's just a short while before the BRICS Business Forum kicks off. And of course, that's going to be first initiated or at least opened up by the Minister of the Department of Trade and Industry and Competition, Ibrahim Patel. He really has been front and centre of this whole BRICS conversation that's been taking place among business, and obviously later on the Heads of State meeting, which takes place in the afternoon. Now, the BRICS Business Forum is a very important forum in that it looks at a number of issues. They're going to be having a number of panels. Of course, in the past number of days, there have been discussions around skills. There have been discussions around education, and critically, a global phenomenon that everyone is really concerned about, the issue of securing energy supply, and in the process, doing it in such a way that everyone curbs their carbon footprint. Of course, that's just only a minor of the issues that have been discussed. There have been a myriad. They have the BRICS Business Council have 9 working groups that cover a number of different sectors. And of course, I've mentioned a couple already. But just to fill us in on what we can expect for the BRICS Business Forum a little bit later, I'm joined by Phuti Mahanyele-Dabengwa. She is a BRICS Business Council member of the South African chapter. Phuti, thank you very much for joining us this morning. So early, bright and early.
Thank you for having us.
Good stuff. Yeah. So how is the BRICS Business Forum going to differ to what we've been observing in the past days? We've seen panel discussions, we've seen a lot of robust discussion. How does it differ today? What can we expect?
Well, thank you very much. I think firstly, just to look at the overall theme, we're looking at making accelerated growth and sustainable development a reality. And so when you look at the themes that we'll be looking at, we are, as you mentioned, we're looking at the energy space, and we'll be speaking to the work that has been done over all this time, looking at the energy space, looking at sustainable development, ensuring that in all the work that we are doing, that sustainability is a key feature of that. And then, of course, looking also at skills development. We have a number of things, looking at entrepreneurship. And so across the 9 working groups, we have a number of features that are really exciting. Yesterday, we all met as the BRICS Business Councils, across the BRICS nations, and we were discussing the annual report that will be submitted to the presidents tomorrow. And when I look at the features coming out of there, that is what excites me. That is what differentiates it, because it's not just about a talk shop, but it is about things that are implementable that we'll be doing to make a difference in the lives of society. That's what we want to make.
That is very important indeed, and I think regular South Africans watching will be, and even other Africans who are watching, because you've really made this a BRICS Africa summit. They'll be listening to say, how is this going to impact my life? So tell us about this report that you're going to be handing over to the heads of state. Of course, you can't give us the minutiae, but in essence, what does it tell them, and what do you hope they're going to do with that report?
So the report has a number of recommendations of things coming from the working groups, and these are working groups that have been working across the BRICS nations, and each one of them has come up with recommendations on what should be done with respect to energy, with respect to skills development, with respect to each of these areas. In fact, aviation is another area, and I'm very excited about some of the recommendations coming out of there. And there's a number of things that have been put in place. It's just that I can't mention them specifically.
Okay.
But it's important because these are things that will show a significant difference. If I can look, for instance, at the skills development area, we are going to be having this big competitive process, which China actually started with, because remember they were hosting BRICS before us, and so they came up with the standardization of a number of issues that are being looked at to ensure that when we are looking at skills development, that it is standardized and it's something that everybody can work towards. And when we run this competition annually, and so this year we'll be running that competition here in South Africa, the Future Skills Competition. It will be run here in South Africa in September. And when I look at how we did last year, I'm really, really excited to see on how we'll do this year. But the difference, once again, is that this is not just about members of the working groups, but it is about the impact on youth. Youth will be participating in this, and its importance of ensuring that we have access to entrepreneurship, we have access to skilling, so that young people have access to a number of very important skills around the world, so that they can be placed in different roles.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Phuti, we're going to leave it there. As you know, we also have a China head of state meeting with the president, so we're going to hand it over back to studio. I was in conversation with Phuti Mahanyele-Dabengwa. It's back to you.